Finally, I can do this damn podcast. Welcome to the 7 Days Podcast. I am Boy123 Jim. Happy birthday to me. Finally. Your boy is 20 years old. Hitting the 2 and the 0 today. I'm uploading this before I upload WWE Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. Raw exclusive pay-per-view. I'll be uploading that. 2 o'clock, so I should be uploading this podcast at least 2 or 3 hours before that I do that. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and GFW now instead of Impact Wrestling. I don't know, and the whole LAVAR bullshit that went down on Raw. I'm gonna be honest with you, all right? I think I should start with that, but maybe I should. I don't necessarily want to review Raw and SmackDown that much anymore. I just don't have it in me to be like, yo, this and that. This is what I think about the show and blah blah blah. I just don't feel like it. But now apparently some people enjoyed Raw this week. For me, it didn't go well with me, mainly because I would rather cook up some food than watch Monday Night Raw. And I'll give you some examples, like whenever the women will be doing their those little clips where they will draw a number for the gauntlet match in the main event, or also I think it was the Miz TV segment. I think I was around for that one. I don't think I was around for that one. I think I was like in and out. It was drowning me out that much, and then many more. Like the beginning, I was like, all right, fine, and then it slowed down, and I'm like, fuck it. I was there for Enzo and Cass, but everything else, I don't know. But SmackDown Live, I watched everything for SmackDown Live, but Raw is like in and out. So let's see. We start off Raw with Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns come out. The fans are already booing him. He's like, if you guys would shut up and listen, you might like what I have to say. And then he says what he has to say about, Job making him pass out the week prior, and Braun Strowman capitalizing in quotes like a coward, even though I saw you done the same thing, capitalizing when Braun's at his weakest, So just saying, Roman. So yeah, when Roman was talking and he's like, you wanna know why? Because this is my yard. You saying it's your yard, it doesn't really mean anything anymore. Like, yeah, when The Undertaker said it, it meant something, mainly because he was there for a decade. You haven't been in WWE for a decade. Don't even try to pull that shit on me. All right, you've been there for what, since 2011 or WWE overall. I think he's been there for a good nearly 10 years, but not 10 years yet. Anyways, The Undertaker, when he's like, when he's cutting a promo, he's in the ring, he claims it is his yard. At least he's the first one to do it. I don't hear anyone else. I don't hear Hulk Hogan, brother, this is my yard, dude. I don't hear none of that. I don't hear, ooh yeah, this is my yard, dig it. No, I don't hear that. I don't hear that either. Or the Ultimate Warrior, how he does his promos and he says, this is my yard. I don't hear nobody say that. I don't hear, anyone in the early Attitude Era, like Steve Austin, this is my yard. The most I would hear is, this is my ring, but yard, that's different. The Undertaker saying, this is my yard, it actually meant something to me, at least, because, he's seen people come, he's seen people go. He was there since 1990 when he debuted Survivor Series. He's beaten Hogan, he's beaten Sid, he's beaten his own brother Kane, he's beaten Austin, and many more. So he beaten Shawn Michaels, I think. If not, then no, I don't think he did. But still, like, Taker has had great matches, and like, just him being there for 10 years, and also proving that, like, he's the true general. He's the true, like, number one guy for WWE as far as loyal. As far as being loyal, The Undertaker is number one. Everyone else left. Scott Hall, Nash, Hogan, Macho Man, Roddy Piper, I think, as well. Goldust now, Dustin Rhodes went there. Dusty Rhodes went back there, and many more. A lot of people went to WCW. Virgil, $1 Million Man, X-Pac, and just so many. They all went to WCW. Undertaker was still there. Yeah, Shawn Michaels also loyal as well, but and everybody looks at Taker more as a loyalist than Shawn Michaels. I don't know why, but that's how it is. So yeah, with Roman coming out saying this is my yard, or ending it with this is because this is my yard, it's like, shut up, just shut up, okay, just stop. Anyway, so he's talking, he says that Strowman comes in with the ambulance. The ambulance was coming through at the side of the stage, and Roman was curious, so he wanted to go check. He opened the door, nothing was in it, and then Strowman blindsides him the side of ring to just attacks him, launching him onto the stage, and then launching him almost like a dart onto the side of the ambulance, locked him in it, and then just the ambulance took Reigns away, and we never saw Reigns for the rest of the night. I don't think we saw Strowman for the rest of the night either. So then from there, I was like, okay, that was a good segment. I like that. And then it goes down to many more, which I could barely remember now. I was like, fuck, it's only been like 5 days as of this recording. It's only been 5 days, and I'm still like, it's a blur. It's a blur to me. I all I can think about is that LAVAR Ball segment, and Jesus, fuck it, let's just get out of the way. Looking back at it, I keep seeing little GIFs here and there. I see clips. I look back and I listen to the kids saying, beat that nigga's ass and all that stuff. Right? I find it hilarious. I'm not going to lie. Like, looking back at it multiple times just to get a clarification on how I feel about the segment. Now, overall, the segment's fucking bad. Alright, overall, because first of all, Miz looks like a dumbass. He's just standing there trying to be tough, even though he doesn't look intimidating at all. Ambrose comes in and he just says, oh, he's with them. He needs a sponsor or whatever, wearing a shirt. I swear, like a couple of weeks ago, he's not about advertisements and shit. All he is Dean Ambrose. You guys remember that, right? He basically wore a shirt as an advertiser. Think about that. He wore another company's product, and he's like promoting it practically in a different company on a television live program. Think about that for a sec. Remember that promo he cut about, I'm just Dean Ambrose. I'm not about advertisements. I'm not about people, looking at me and me caring about how I look and all that stuff. Go back and listen to that, and then look at him now. It's kind of hypocritical, don't you think? Anyways, in between those, look, LAVAR coming out looking like a dumbass, but in a funny way. Alright? I'm not gonna be like, everyone else, they would shit on it. Me, I'm looking at it with more detail, and I'm just gonna be like, alright, there's some parts funny, but there's a lot of parts that's like, fuck out of here, So him coming out, shaking his arms and moving around, and just and then running, the way how he runs, that killed me still. He's running towards the ring, and then when he slides to the ring, that just ends it for me. And then he's like, ta-da, like, what the he has his legs straight down, just stretches his arms out, like, ta-da, like, what the fuck you just do? You just slide in the ring. You just made John Cena's fucking entrance look even 10 times better. Like, the fuck was that? Anyways, he gets in the ring, and then he starts, and then when he's talking to Miz, and Miz took off his jacket, tried to act all tough, even though he's shorter than the guy. And then after that, LAVAR was like, man, put your shirt back on, man. And then he took off his shirt. So John Cena, I'm really starting to blame you for all this shit. You're the reason why whenever people are about to fight, they take off their shirts. You're the reason why you're behind this, John. You're the reason every time someone takes off their shirt when they're about to fight. You don't see Samoa Joe taking off his shirt when he fights. No. Shit. I'm gonna look back on this one day and be like, the fuck am I talking about? Anyways, so yeah, he takes off his shirt and he just starts rubbing himself. He's like, I don't know. That part, it's like, what the fuck, dude? And then And then after that, when he took off his shirt, he's like acting all kung fu like. I'm like, do you know karate? What the fuck you doing? What are you doing? You know karate? You watch the Karate Kid then? Cause what are you doing? All this shit. I mean, and then Ambrose came out. What happened? Beat that nigga's ass. Beat that nigga's ass. And he says it in the most laziest way I've ever heard in my life. Beat their ass. Beat their ass. Did you hear what I just said? Like it doesn't sound like I'm saying it. It sounds like I'm saying beat that Nia ass. Nia ass. Like he meant to say nigga, but he says beat the nigga ass. Like he tried to say it quickly. Like come on. Come on. Who are you trying to fool? You know. Ambrose came out, just says something, yeah, like I said, about the merchandise and the good advertisers, even though he was kind of being hypocritical, and then we go into a 6-man tag. So we had 2 6-man tags. The first one I didn't necessarily care about. I mean, people said it was good, it was solid, but I just didn't really care. And then later on, they had another 6-man tag, so 2 6-man tags on a 3-hour show. That's not good. But it was beneficial because the Entourage, that's what they were called. Now they're called the Miz-Tourage. I would prefer Entourage. It just sounds more legitimate to me. I mean, I get it. It was like the name of a movie or a TV show at one point, but nothing's original in entertainment nowadays. It's true. Look how many fucking movies of Transformer without any subtitle, or like I don't know. There's something else I'm thinking of, but there wasn't no subtitles. I'm drawing a blank. Maybe Saw 2, Saw 3, Saw 4, Saw 5. I don't know. Anyways, Bo Dallas scores a win over Rhino on Monday Night Raw. Bo Dallas gets a win for the first time in a year and a half, or over a year, on Monday Night Raw. Holy shit. That was awesome. That was awesome. I liked it. Why? Because Bo Dallas is a great talent. I was so happy. I'm happy to say that I was able to watch him in his last couple of months of his NXT run, where I wanted him to lose the title so many times to Sami Zayn, but I didn't get that done. That didn't happen. And then after he would lose the title to Neville, and then so I was like, and then when he came on the main roster, he's like being like inspirational and running around doing laps after the match. I mean, come on. I mean, like, this guy, he was undefeated until R-Truth. Fucking R-Truth had to beat him and end the damn streak. But got to see Bo Dallas getting a win. Him, Axel getting a win. I actually wouldn't mind Axel and Dallas being a tag team. Like Miz will help elevate them, and then they become tag team champions one day. I wouldn't mind that. I mean, I feel like Axel should be at a higher level as far as talent goes, but they're just wasting him. Like, I don't want Axel to either quit the WWE, like release him, like sign a release form and leave, or they let him go. I don't want that to happen. I want him to stay and make him, like, he had something going, and then WWE took it upon themselves to freaking make it worse. Like Axelmania. Anytime WrestleMania comes around, Axelmania would run wild. And then what happened? They made him dress like Hulk Hogan. And when Hogan had that racial shit going on, instantly dropped, and he was back to wearing his old clothes, and I mean, I'm kind of glad the fucking gimmick is done, but still, he had something, and then they fucking ruined it. Same thing with Sandow and many more. As much as I hated Alberto Del Rio, like, as a character, I hated, him coming out being a snob rich guy with his own fancy cars and just, having his own ring announcer, doing his work and all that. I hated it as far as storyline goes, but in real life, I kind of enjoyed it. It's like, this guy had it all. This guy had pyro. This guy had a towel. This guy had a suit on and everything. Had a car. He drove it himself. You know, he has his own ring announcer in Spanish, I might add, and many more. Even won the WWE and the World Heavyweight title. By the time 2013 came around, everything was slowly going away. Starting with the nice clothes he would wear, all the way to Ricardo Rodriguez going to work with RVD, which was dumb, and then later on losing the title to John Cena, and then he's mid-card, fights with Batista, gets his ass kicked, and we never heard of Del Rio for the rest of the year. Then he got fired. So, yeah. He comes back, wins the U.S. title, then goes to the United Kingdom wannabe faction known as the League of Nations, goes to WrestleMania, actually gets a win, but then losing, and then he leaves again and gets suspended, whatever. So, yeah, it's like so many people have something. They have that one thing that makes them good, that people attract themselves towards, and then in a blink of an eye, it's all gone. I don't know. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, dude. The main event, the women actually shine. Looking back at it, Nia Jax did dominate and she did look good. There's a part of me that didn't like, it just felt way too fucking long. It was like from 10:35 to 11:05. It's like, dude, I don't have all this time, I just don't. But I'll say her beating Bayley like that, the way that she did, it was like, oh shit, okay, dominant force, okay, here we go. And I think she took on Mickie James next. She beat Mickie James later on, and then she would beat Dana Brooke very quickly, and then defeat Emma, and then Sasha Banks was the one to get the W. So nice to see that. And yes, I realized there was a trend, there was a common theme. The women, all three shows, Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown, and NXT, would all main event their respective shows. And I would never thought I would see something like this as a fan. I mean, since 2009, alright, I've been watching women wrestle in worthless matches for about 4 years out of the timeline I've been watching. Jesus Christ, dude. Those years were the worst time in WWE as far as championship goes for the women. I swear to God. Like, I remember Jillian Hall won the Divas title. Yes, you know that chick that can't sing for shit? Yeah, her. She won the Divas title. I think she defeated either Mickie James or someone else that night. And then later on, like literally right after the match was over, Melina got traded to Raw, and I think Mickie James got traded to SmackDown, and Melina won that championship that same night. Shit like that can't be happening nowadays. Just saying. But it's weird to look at the women then and look at them now. It's like, dude, holy, if they have this back then, I swear to God. I don't know. We wouldn't be shitting on the women so hard as we did before. But when it hit the 2015, no, 2014 was like a slow beginning, and then 2015, that's when it like began, and that's when it kick started, and then 2016, it just jam packed, and then now 2017, dude, whew. So it's nice to see the women actually grow and actually develop better than worse, Like, that's all I can say about the main event. Sasha Banks getting the win. She goes to Great Balls of Fire. She takes on Alexa Bliss for the women's title. And yeah, nice. And then but I have to say, some might say I might copying someone, but after what I've seen, I've paid attention to the NXT women's title match on Wednesday night more than to the Money in the Bank match and the Gauntlet. The Money in the Bank, I waited till the end. I was like, fuck it, I'm not watching this. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm not going to give it too much of my time of the Money in the Bank ladder match. I just watched it like 8-9 days ago. I don't need to see it. I don't need to pay attention in depth again. So I'm just going to wait and then get to the end. So I did. And thank God Carmella won, because if she lost, then, well, there would have been a huge-ass problem. I mean, who else deserves it? I mean, deserve it-wise, I don't know who deserves it, but in a way to where, like, we actually care, and when they're going to cash it, it's going to be epic, I think Carmella fits that spot very well. Tamina, I mean, to me, that would have been a shocking, like, everyone would shit themselves if that happened. But, if Natalya won, it's like, whatever. Charlotte won. I mean, okay, you're gonna get a title shot regardless. You don't even need the briefcase. Becky, babyface. People say babyfaces can't win. I mean, it can work. It can work. CM Punk did it. He did it 2008. I mean, yeah, no one gave a fuck later on, but still, he he did it in 2008. Cashed it on Edge and became world champion, and it worked out a little bit fine, until they did that stupid angle where he got punted in the head and then strip him of the world title, which was awful. But anyways, so to me, I don't believe in that. Oh, baby faces can't win Money in the Bank. I don't give a fuck if you're babyface or heel. A Money in the Bank winner can be made to anyone that's a face or heel. I don't care. Like RVD did it, CM Punk, like I just mentioned, did it. Who else did it? Everyone else I know, was heel. Like, Randy Orton was a babyface, and then he turned heel later on. Rollins was a heel. Ambrose did it. I mean, yeah, Ambrose is a lunatic. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what he's going to do, but still, he did it. So I don't believe this shit about, babyfaces can't win Money in the Bank, But in the end, Carmella won, thank God. And she walked on topic talking smack later on that night, and she bragged like, heh, I should get an apology. I won the briefcase. I'm the first ever 2-time Money in the Bank winner. Yes, you are, Carmella. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. She is a 2-time Money in the Bank winner. Alright? And the way that people are saying it, how, James Ellsworth won the match. To me, no, he did not. Because the match ended. Doesn't the match end when the bell rings? Right? If the bell doesn't ring, then the match is not over, right? So, Carmella got the briefcase. Then the bell rung. So, Carmella did win twice. Regardless that Ellsworth went up the ladder, climbed it, retrieved it, unhooked it, unhooked the briefcase from the hatch or whatever the fuck it's called. He unhooked it and he just dropped it towards her on her lap, and she caught it. The bell rung. The bell rung when she caught it, so she won. Simple as that. I don't know why people are trying to devalue it even further by saying how Ellsworth won it. No, he did not. If he won it, then the bell would have rung. Think. You can't tell me, a match doesn't end when the bell rings. Then what the fuck is the bell for then? Why does referee have to say ring the bell if there's a count out or a disqualification? So I'm just saying, she won on both encounters. Money in the Bank winner, women's match. Simple as that. I'm just gonna ignore everyone else that says otherwise, but. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you how upset you are that how shit went down. I was like, is this legal? Like, what the fuck? Because, I was, questioning. I'm like, what's going on? And then, well, fuck it. So, anyway, yeah. And then Asuka and Nikki Cross. First of all, Mauro Ronaldo on commentary. Oh, my God. It's music to my fucking ears. I swear, I had my headset in, and I was just listening as I'm watching. I'm like, oh my God, Mauro Ronaldo. Thank God you're back. Thank you. Yes, NXT. Oh, NXT Brooklyn's gonna be fucking lit. And that NXT Championship match this coming Wednesday. Oh my God, Roderick Strong. I'm really hyped for Strong and Bobby Roode. I feel the same thing I felt for Hideo Itami. I feel for Roderick Strong. It's like, this guy, his dad was shot by his mom. He used to live in a crappy home, in my opinion at least. He has a son now, little boy. you know, his beautiful wife and whatnot, etc., right? His whole story, you know, and then now, you know, he's trying to get what he wants, which is the NXT title. Bobby Roode's like being the biggest dick. Bobby Roode, as glorious as he is, he got a nasty heel reaction, and I love it. You know, if I went to WWE, and if they come up to me and said, "Hey, we want you to be heel," or they ask me, "How do you feel about a heel turn?" I'm like, I would have been like, "Yeah, sure, heel turn." Yeah, it'd be shocking out of nowhere. You know, people won't expect it. All I want no holds barred with this heel turn. If I want to spit in a child's face to get heel heat, then I fucking would spit in a child's face. I don't care about media backlash. Nothing's gonna stop me. Alright? If I'm a heel, I'm gonna do everything in my power for you to fucking loathe me. Like Hitler heat, alright? I want you to fucking despise me. Not to where you want to kill me, but shit. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to fucking hate me. Like how Triple H hated Randy Orton so bad, he would go to his house and beat him up in front of his wife and family members. That bad. Beat him up on his lawn. That bad. I want that heat. Because I'm sick and tired of seeing guys, like I remember Seth Rollins was a heel, and yeah, I was on the bandwagon as well. I'm not gonna lie. I will admit that I was on the bandwagon, but still, I just don't like seeing guys like that getting cheered and whatnot. Like if a guy says, "Hey, you're awesome," like fuck you. Like, hey, I like your, hey, you're a cool guy. Go fuck your mom. Like I will say the most outrageous shit ever. You know, but if anyone questions me backstage, like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm a fucking heel. If I want you to hate me, I'm gonna make you hate me. I'm gonna make you, like, seriously want to pay good ass money to see my ass get kicked by a Roman Reigns or a Seth Rollins or Finn Balor, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy. I don't care who. Pick a babyface you want. I'll face him, and I'll be the most booed guy in the fucking building. Simple as that. Like, that's how bad I want you guys to hate me if I was a heel. Simple as that. Like, nowadays, people are so fucking soft, man. Like, do I take, like, for example, do I take it personally when some people are giving LAVAR shit for saying the N, or his son giving him shit for saying the N-word on TV? No, I do not. It's, first of all, it's their opinion. That's number one. But number two, it's like, I would give him shit too. It's like, I mean, if I was backstage that night, I would have went up to them like, "Dude, what the fuck was that? You can't be dropping shit. Like, we just went through the whole thing about that word with Hulk Hogan. We don't need to go through this shit again with your dumbass going on there saying that." You know? I'm like, you guys can be back here again, but don't be saying shit like that. Remember, drop that word from your vocabulary. Simple as that, bro. You know? But, yeah. Just nowadays, people are so soft. Like, if I say, "Oh, look at this fat kid," or something, or "Look at this dumbass retard," if I say anything like that, I'm gonna get judged, crucified, and then I'm gonna be forced to apologize online. And that's just gonna piss me off. Like, people nowadays are so politically correct, or they're so soft, they're so weak. They're weak. Honestly, they are weak. They're, like, people nowadays, this society is fucking awful. Like, it's like if I say this, if I say one thing, someone will be like, "Oh, you can't say that." The fuck I can't. Does it say in the law I can't say this? Shut the fuck up about that then, you know? Just today is so fucking... That's why when I go back and watch the Attitude Era, it's like, how the fuck do they get away with this stuff? Calling Kane a big red retard, or saying the word slut, Jerry Lawler calling Goldust a fag, and many more. Like, dude, like, the way how they would get away with shit, because back then it was a rebel time in the mid to late 90s, or the whole decade of 90s. It was a rebel time. especially for black people as well, you know. But still, like 90s to me feels like more about hip hop and a lot of crimes and a lot of shit. But on the other side, it's like a lot of things people did that they can get away with, but they can't get away with today because how today's so fucking weak, you know. Overall, this week WWE they did good. As far as Raw did the least, SmackDown did good, but NXT did way better than both combined, in my opinion. I can't wait for next week. NXT title match will be lit. The tag team titles will be on the line the next week. So we had the NXT Women's Championship match this past Wednesday. This week, next week, we're gonna have NXT main title and then tag titles the other week with all Marinallo calling the action. So, Impact Wrestling, GFW. Nothing much I can say about that. I don't care what they call themselves now, honestly. I want them to change up their ways on how they broadcast their show. They need to go live at least sometimes a month, and they gotta change up the commentary team. They gotta have a team with passion. I'm getting so much love for the things I say, even when I'm in my worst form of commentary. In 2K17 Universal, I still receive positive feedback. You listen to the Pope is cringe to me. Matthews is just and Borash is like, it's like, why are you trying? Just stop. I mean, the main feud is commentaries. An old fuck that needs to retire, and Scott Steiner, which I love. I love Scott Steiner. He's a funny ass dude. Alright, hope he doesn't see this shit one day. And then we have Joseph Parks, known as Chris, or whatever his name is, and yeah. I just want them to change. I still watch old TNA, like 2010 to 2014. Like, those were my best years of TNA, in my opinion. Like, everyone else will say, 2006 to 2008, or whatever. I like from 10 to 14, that was my favorite time of TNA. As far as like watching it for the first time, and then like seeing Jeff Hardy being there, Mr. Anderson, seeing Kurt Angle there for the first time. Like that's where I known Kurt Angle from TNA. But then I did my research, and now I know where he's from WWE. So, but yeah. So yeah, today's my birthday. Yay! So Hell in a Cell will be out later on. If by the time it's up, I should put the link in the description. If it's not there, then it's not up yet. Of course. What else? Great Balls of Fire is next Sunday. Slammiversary is this Sunday on tomorrow on the 2nd. I heard that TNA was gonna, or GFW Impact is now gonna get new championships for the titles. I actually want to see that. I want to see what they look like. If they're better than the Universal title, then good. That's all I'm gonna say. Good. But yeah, as far as WWE goes this week, like I said, Raw did least, SmackDown did in the middle, and then NXT on top this week because Marinallo came back. Yes. But overall, I mean, Mahal and Orton in the Punjabi prison match. No. I'm not gonna say much. Just why? Just why? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this 7 Days podcast. It kind of just went off on and on topics, but yeah, I will be uploading the gameplay tomorrow, non-WWE of course. And if you guys can, leave a like, subscribe. Thank you guys for listening to the 7 Days podcast. See you guys this coming week. I think this Thursday. I am out. Later.